Welcome everyone to another Conversations in the Void. I'm your host Graveyard, joined as always with my off-screen producer Salem. Say hi to Salem. It's spooky time for us right now. But I'm pleased to introduce our guest for tonight. I had the pleasure of meeting them a couple times now at Days of the Dead. But from Ashes Echoes Paranormal, please welcome the Void, Larry Eissler and Brittney Bickett.
Hey,
how's it going? Whoa, we switched. Whoa,
Now you're
we're moving around.
I'm not the star. You guys are.
remix.
But how you guys
okay.
doing?
You go first.
What? I'm sorry. I didn't hear.
Oh, he said, how you doing?
Freaking awesome. How are you?
Good. Yeah, my oldest daughter, Larry, who you met at Days of the Dead, who's now has her proud sticker on her, her water mug that she brings to school every day, and she's been really hardcore into watching ghost things now. So awesome! Thank you for that.
That's great. That's perfect. Repping the team.
Oh, that's amazing.
So before we get into the kind of meat and potatoes, what really brought you guys into the world of the paranormal? Was it something from a movie that you watched, a TV show, or just something that's always been an interest to you?
Go for it.
Let me go first. Are we allowed to use profanity on your show?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, my goal when I got into the paranormal was to prove that the paranormal was bullshit. It's fake. Because when I got into it, it was 2009, watching Ghost Hunters. There weren't very many options back then, but Ghost Hunters was the main one. And it looked fun, sure. I thought, okay, well, some of these things are a little subjective. So I started getting into a web forum, if you're old enough to know what those are.
Yeah.
Long before the Facebook groups of today. And I was debunking people's stuff, and I wasn't very nice about it. I was, fishing wire this, photo app that, yada, 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 yada. And someone got pissed off enough to be like, listen, you keep crapping on our stuff. You need to come investigate with us. Okay, buddy. Yeah, sure. So I went to a location in Joliet, Illinois called Scut Mansion and had my first time being touched. I saw a shadow block a light, my first cold spot, my first disembodied voice, EVPs. And then after that, I was like, oh, this is real.
It's not bullshit.
It's not a bullshit. And 16 years later, here I am.
Yeah. What about you, Brittney?
So it started at the age of 4 for me. I had my first experience with an elemental. Freaked me out. And I started seeing things all the time, hearing things, thought I was crazy. So I really pushed it away. And then about 16, I kept thinking about it a lot more. And then at 17, I'm like, F it. Like, I'm going full steam ahead and haven't looked back since. And I hit 21 years this September in the field.
Wow.
Crazy. No, I'm old as shit.
We're all getting older.
Though. He's older.
He's older. That's right. I'm sure I'm older than you, Larry, so it's okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. But no, I like that. I remember growing up myself, we always joked that my dad's dad died in the house, which he didn't, but he's there. And because I always heard footsteps in the upstairs of the house, which was my sister's room. And when there was no one else home. And my parents like, no, that's not true. I hear the TV on. I heard the real Ghostbusters theme song playing upstairs all the time, which was one of my favorite shows when I was like 4. So, and my parents like, no. And then as I got older, my mom's like, yeah, when they moved in, my parents moved into the house. She heard footsteps upstairs too, and it's just the two of them. And it's just like, okay, maybe there's something there. I didn't do a whole lot of research, but always been kind of interested in the paranormal, honestly, because of Ghostbusters, honestly. So
I think it's fair.
Yeah.
I think it's fair.
Yeah, it's always been a blast for me. But how did you guys meet, and how did you form from Ashes to Echoes Paranormal?
This one's on you.
Thank you. So we had talked around, like we had a lot of mutual friends, commented and interacted with one another on Facebook for quite some time, probably a couple years.
Yeah.
And, here and there, like, oh, we should meet up sometime and do an investigation, this and that never happened.
I'm a busy man. Busy man.
And I'm a busy gal. So like I'm always running around, hanging out with other people, collabing, filming, doing whatever. And so it just never worked out. And then almost 2 years ago now, I was at Broadhead Manor, and that's his like home away from home. And he showed up and surprised me. And it was just like, boom, clicked, everything clicked. It was meant to be for us to like power through the freaking paranormal field. Because we realized when we started investigating together, like insane, incredible stuff happens because of our energy. And so we were like, well, I guess you're my para partner now. And
this is the thing.
This is what we do. And then, left. I was on another team for like 11-ish years, maybe 12. I was a co-founder of that. Ended up bringing him on. And then some of the other members that are on our team, they were in there as well on my Indiana chapter. So we all left that and decided to form our own team because we wanted to go a different route, different things that we wanted to do.
They focused on a lot of events.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with events,
Yeah.
but it's like we're focused on film. And sometimes those dates conflict with each other.
Yeah.
So it's hard to do both. And we're very film focused. So it made more sense to do this instead.
Yeah. And then, we were sitting there trying to come up with a name. And then all of a sudden I hear this male voice in my head. I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but he kept saying from ashes to echoes, from ashes to echoes. And we were like texting one another and we were spitting out names. And I'm like, Larry, like this name keeps popping up. Like, what do you think? This has to mean something. And I'm assuming it was a spirit guide of mine or something that ended up naming our team. And then he did like a lot of the background research on like the name and the meaning of it. And it was so fitting. Essentially, it's a phoenix rising from the ashes. It's a new start, resilience. You're a fighter. And it just like wholly encompasses everybody within our team right now that came with us from the other team and the things that we've all been through together because of that. And it's like, thank you, guide. This is perfect. So it has a deeper meaning than just like, oh, let's just throw a name up on the screen and go with it. Like we really feel it in our soul. So
yeah.
Ta-da, here we are.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about recording and filming and stuff like that. Did you guys always film from day one on either team, or is it something you guys just did to kind of like it's like here's our experiences, here's our proof that we had these experiences?
So with the other team, we never filmed. I mean, again, they were just full events focused. He was doing filming on his own, doing docs and shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
While I was on the other team, I was part of a couple shows, been on some other shows with other people, doing collabs and stuff like that. And I was like, this is where my passion is. I want to not only capture the paranormal, but it's telling the story that doesn't get told very often. And he is all about the storyline, so I'm like, yep, this is what I want. And so that's how it happened. And even when we were still on that team, we would do things and make a show, or I was on his show or something like that. And then we're like, we just need to do this full time. This is our thing.
Now, is there, Larry, in your opinion, is there ever enough cameras that you have?
No.
We always have to rent one.
So
an extra.
If you don't know how it works, right? Like there's a lot of cameras to the paranormal. You've got your chest cams, your body cams, which we use those, the Phasma cams. Yep. You have handheld cams, which I'll put in your hands a lot because you're like, ghost, go.
Yeah, always gone. I see something and I leave everybody and I'm like, oh, we're filming, but I'm like, oh, look at that. Dark hallway in the spirit.
And I'm like, well, she's got a camera, she'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then you've got your stationaries, and then you've got your daylight cameras, your interview cameras, which we're always renting cameras for that. And I think on average, we probably use every bit of 8 to 10 cameras.
Yes.
In total.
Wow.
A lot of work.
So
yeah,
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. And then,
worth it in the end.
It's very worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up, watching Ghost Hunters, stuff like that too, and they condense everything to that nice 44-minute show. But if you have 8 to 10 cameras for a 6 to 8 hour investigation, right, that is a lot of footage. Now, do you guys? obviously people are watching through every second of it, or you kind of like timestamp things as you go along to say this is when it happened. Let's see what cameras were able to get it and pick up the noises.
A lot of times, if something significant happens, we'll do a few different things. You know, we'll either verbally say something and be like, hey, you know, this mark, make sure to go back and look at this. And then you cut that part out, right? Like you don't want that in anything, but it's a reminder of, hey, something just happened, pay attention. Or if something significant happens, when that session ends, we'll stop recording right away and then start fresh right away. That way it's easier to find because it was the last thing. But for the most part, you just have to watch it again and hope to find it.
Yeah, and I mean the audio itself too, because you watch all these shows and what you guys do too. A lot of stuff is very quiet that you really have to turn up the volume on your headphones. You know, and do you watch that separately from the video, or you kind of watch it at the same time?
Both. Every person gets an independent audio microphone. So, you know, my audio is separate from her audio, who's separate from Cindy and Beth. You know, everyone gets their own. So when you go through them very carefully, as we've done on one of the productions I did, there was Brittney in the middle, and then one woman to her left and one to her right. And a man had made a grunt noise, but only in Brittney's microphone.
Oh, wow.
You couldn't hear it in the other two that were 2 feet on either side of you. Like,
yeah, not even.
Right next to her, shoulder to shoulder. But it didn't pick up on their mics, only hers. So, you know, everyone has to have their own independent microphone because you don't know what's going to capture what. But at the same time, though, I can now say the man that grunted was right in front of you. He wasn't behind you. He wasn't on the other side of the room. He was right in front of you.
And he liked me.
A lot. He made a lot of noise. So, so you've got, you know, at least 4 or 5 of us during filming. The camera has a microphone. So, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 camera mics. Sometimes the chest mic will get it. Sometimes the camera mic gets it. You know, you have to go through all of the audio.
Yeah. It's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that most people just like, oh, they captured 3 minutes worth of evidence, but you shot 64 hours.
Sure. Well, look at it like this. Let's say on average, you know, we have a session that's 30 minutes long and we have 5 chest mics. So that's 2 hours of chest mic. Plus the 30 minutes of camera mic. And there's usually 2 cameras. So there's an hour there. And then 4 chest cameras. There's 2 hours of audio there. Just for one 30-minute session, we've got, you know, well over 6 hours of audio.
Yeah. That's a lot of listening.
And then if you put down like a little static microphone, like a little digital recorder on the ground, that's another 30 minutes.
Or if you're like me and you just forget about it and you're like, shit, the next day. And you're like, we have 24 hours of bullshit to watch or listen to.
And that's when I go, okay, here you go, Brittney, listen to this one.
And like, no, this is your job.
Yeah, I like that. It's interesting, you know, stuff like that, because I have a couple of ghost hunting gear myself. We actually filmed, because I make independent horror movies. We filmed something in January, and I was part of the investigative team, the paranormal team that was there to investigate the happenings that was going on there. I just happened to have, you know, the spirit boxes. I happen to have the EVP stuff. I happen to have the EMF detector. And it was interesting is while we were filming and doing other stuff, there's a cast and crew of maybe there's 10 of us there. We were in someone's house, we were filming, and multiple people had died in the house. And we go, just for fun, we're just going to test out the EMF detector, see what's electronic, stuff like that. And one of our actresses, no matter where she went in the house, and she even took her cell phone off of her, was always hitting 5s on the EMF. Didn't matter where she stood. Everyone else went to the same spot she was at. Right after she didn't go off.
Something really liked her.
It must have.
Yeah. And we happened, our Airbnb that all of us were staying at was at the Roth House, which had the first exorcism in America.
I have shot in 2 documentaries there.
So that's where we stayed. Just so
that is a very active building.
I have yet to go there.
Oh, don't worry. You're going.
The basement has the basement.
So we're gonna wait.
The basement has very many Blair Witch corners for you to stand in.
Oh, don't say too much more though, because she hasn't been yet.
That's all
But
I'll say.
if there's dark corners and hallways, I'll find it for sure.
Yeah, this is also the place where the basement is like 4.5 feet tall.
Yep.
So while you're walking, I'm like,
Running.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't go down there. I'm too tall.
They have a Ouija board in the rooms too, which it was like, don't touch it. I'm like, I'm gonna touch it. But
I'm
Love them.
gonna touch the thing.
I love Ouija boards.
I know.
Love it.
I know. So, in either your opinions or both your opinions, what is the most interesting piece of equipment you guys use?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying you.
He's
me.
I thought you meant like, do I go? Yeah.
No, me. I'm the most interesting.
Yeah, your energy.
Oh, okay. That's I'd do the same.
Mm-hmm.
I'd do the same.
But electronic wise, I don't really know. I mean, I'm partial to a spirit box. And that's really it. I like to mostly like use him and he uses me because we're able to just manifest stuff. It's crazy.
Together. And we've done it a few different ways, but when the two of us do Estes together, oh, look out. It's crazy.
Really?
We did one in Charleston with Christopher Adkins and a couple other people, showing him a good time around town, doing some spooky stuff with Beth, another of our teammates. And, Beth has investigated, so she knows what Estes is about. It's not her first time seeing one. So we both go under, right? And both got our own headphones and speakers on. Everything's independent.
Yeah.
And we hold hands. We link hands together because we have this theory that when we do that, it completes a circuit. And now the energy flows in a circle, right?
Yeah.
As it would. According to Beth, our team member, our responses were coming out so fast, it was like machine gun fire. And they were going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, answering, finishing, sentences together. Or my responses would comment on her responses.
It's crazy. Yeah. And we've done one where we've been back to back. As long as, we're touching, even if it's like elbow to elbow, like anything, as soon as we touch, it's just bah, 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 bah. And then like you get this whole crazy storyline. And then people are like, what just happened? And the people, if they're there that know the history of a place, they're like, how would you know that? Like, this. And I'm like, we're awesome, I guess. Our energy is just very in tune and it works well in the spiritual side.
I go through great pains to make sure she knows as little as possible. So when she does this kind of stuff where she's just like, wait a minute, hold on. And then I go on, say more. what do you got? And the same with the Estes. It's like, she doesn't know anything. But here she's spitting out all these names and locations and all this stuff. And it's like,
yeah,
I just do.
You just do.
Yeah.
So, but that
and
makes us the best equipment though.
Yeah. And I like that. I've been tinkering on a show for a while that I want to do, paranormal investigation. And I always feel like the investigators have the best collaborations with evidence and stories when they literally don't know what they're there for. Because then you can go, like I said, I always say, like, you always have that maybe preconceived notion. I always use this example. Like, if you say a woman is going to get the back of her left knee touched at 3 a.m. in this room, and you send the woman in there and at 3 a.m., her back of her left knee is going to get touched. She is already implanted into her head. So I like to try to do at least a partial blind method with the investigations I want to do. You guys go that same approach then, it sounds like, as well.
I literally know nothing. It's like, hey, Brittney, let's look at our schedule. Good, we're free these dates for filming. I'll pick you up at this time. And then we go.
It's a 3-hour drive just to do this.
Yep.
Yeah.
But boy, does it work though.
Every time. I literally know nothing, but I will start doing, I'll start getting messages ahead of time, which happened on our Jericho documentary. I actually had an insane dream where I woke up at 12:30 in the morning and I'm like, where the hell was I at? But it felt familiar. And so I wrote it in my notes in my phone. So it had a timestamp. So he knew I wasn't bullshitting. So when we're driving to the location, I still don't know what it is. I told him about it. And then we pull up and there's that freaking place in my dream. And I'm like, what? So, and then spirit will come through here and there too. And then he's like, damn it, I can't keep anything from you at this point now. Cause spirit ends up telling me like, hey, you're going to be here. Or they'll put an image in my head. And I'm like, so we're doing this. And he's like, nope, nope. And I'm like, you're so full of shit.
Brown County.
Yeah.
Brown County.
That's our next filming spot. And I called it. I've been calling it for months. I'm like, we're going to Brown County, Indiana. And he's like, no, we're not. And I said, yes, we are. Stop. I know. I already know. Spirit told me.
I just gave up. She wins.
Spirit wins.
Yeah.
Well, Spirit always wins.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting with all this stuff. And my daughter wanted me to ask this question. It's like, do you ever have any fear of being possessed or something attaching to you from these investigations?
I'm a Leo, so no.
I'm an Aries. No, just pure fire and fight. I mean, I've definitely been scared before, and have thought that maybe at some point, like if I stayed in this, investigation and that environment, it could have led to that. But to be scared about bringing it home, no, because after being in the field for so long, you're learning so much and you're working with all these other people that can help teach you things too, that you kind of just know what to do, boundaries and walls and spiritual stuff to set up for you to where that doesn't happen. And faith, whatever your faith is, it's like, for me, it's important to have a strong faith going into wherever I go. So, hopefully I'm not harmed.
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
Except for the time your exorcist puked at Waverly.
Oh yeah, I did do that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that was really rough. That was rough. I got messed up. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, I've heard great things about Waverly. I would love to go.
Incredible.
I had a great time.
Yeah, I've been a couple times. Our teammate Cindy, the other co-founder of our team, she's a tour guide there. And she runs the overnight ghost hunts and stuff. So we get to go with her at least once a year. And so it's pretty amazing. And yeah, I was told to lay down, which I do anyways, because I'm a weirdo. I just like find spots that I'm drawn to and I just lay on the floor no matter what it looks like. And that, I don't know. It's weird, but it makes sense to me. And it works. And then all of a sudden, I didn't know that I was in the operating room. And then I was just like, oh my God, my ribs. I feel like someone's ripping my ribs out. And next thing I know, I'm walking downstairs and it's just projectile exorcist vomiting like multiple times. And I'm curled up in a ball on the floor for an hour until the thing leaves me, whatever that was. And I'm like, what happened? That was crazy. Wow. So good time.
Yeah. If you can't tell Brittney, it's just cover ears. What are your bucket list places that you have yet to go to that you'd love to investigate?
I used to be able to answer this really easily. And I started checking them off my list. I've always wanted to go to Gettysburg. Well, this is my third year going to Gettysburg this year.
Oh, wow.
I've always wanted to investigate a castle. Went to Ireland with her, investigated castles, and then a whole bunch of other stuff.
Hellfire Club.
The work camp building that's now the graveyard with 500 bodies that are like a foot deep.
Yeah.
Like crazy stuff. I think the only thing that's really left on my list, I got to make a new list, I guess, is probably New Orleans, which I haven't done yet.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of history there.
Yeah, I just haven't had the chance to, but it sounds like that could end up happening for next year. So that might be off the list too.
Nice. Oh, about like any country-wise that you want? You said you've been to Ireland and England, like Japan. Have you been to Japan and done anything?
Have not done Japan. I would love to do the forest, even though I know it's a little culturally insensitive because of Jake Paul. I'd still like to do it. Japan spirits are different than our spirits.
Have we not seen The Grudge?
They're way more intense.
Yeah, like I am terrified of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
A friend of mine used to live in Japan, and she would say that the spirits would stand in the middle of the living room and stare at you, and like here they'd just go away. There, no, that's their space. You go away. They're super intimidating.
Well,
and I was like, I don't know if I want to do that.
If they're standing there staring at you, they got to pay rent, right?
You'd think so. You would think so.
Right.
So I would do Japan. I definitely want to do like Dracula's Castle and stuff like that. Like that would be crazy. Rome,
Greece,
catacombs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So like
So all of them.
we're down.
All the things, all the countries, all the places, all of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
If it's haunted, yeah.
Yeah. What has been like for you guys is the most active location?
Are we gonna name it on 3?
On 3?
On 3.
Okay.
We'll see if they match.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Jericho. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in Wisconsin.
It is Wisconsin.
Terrifying.
Okay.
Terrifying.
It is a 3-building property, so 3 separate buildings.
Okay.
I would call it a medium-sized Catholic church, not big, but not small, medium-sized.
Yeah.
A little house that's the nuns' convent, and a 4-room schoolhouse, all Catholic, right? Well, they were Catholic, but the person that bought the property removed the altar in the church. But there's supposed to be a little ceremony and song and dance to officially remove the altar, because the altar has the holy relic inside of it. So when you just rip the relic out, spiritually, that causes bad things to happen.
And boy, does it.
Oh boy, did it.
And we'll continue.
Yes.
Because we go back.
In June.
And I'm actually scared.
Ooh.
I will not go by myself. He had me there running solo sessions all by myself for hours on end, all by myself, about to die, and then I about died.
It was the concept.
Shit.
It was a solo challenge investigation documentary where she was by herself for an hour at a time investigating different spots with security cameras. So there was safety there.
Yeah.
Well, there was safety there.
Yeah.
Until the spirits knocked the system out.
Even better, right? So let's just send her anyway.
And now there's no safety. And it got a little intense for her.
A little.
Well, I'll give you a hint, because this is a part of the doc that I'm working on right now. She got burned.
And not like a light burn, like branding iron burned.
Really?
And it was on her back. And the most significant fact to me that really stands out was half of it was under her sports bra strap. And if you've ever seen or played with a sports bra in your younger days, those straps are pretty thick.
Yes.
They're not thin straps. Like, you have to really like push into them to even be able to feel it. Yeah. And she got burned through it.
Huh. And
that's not the only thing that happened. Right next to the burn, a little while later, fingerprints appeared on her spine at the same, where's my camera? Spine, like this, in this shape, as if it was ripping her spine out of her back.
Meanwhile, I'm bent over in pain saying, I feel like someone is ripping my spine out. And him and our other friend, Neil, looked at my back and they were like, oh shit, you have perfect hands.
I just went 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh.
And I'm like, what? What?
We got goal. We got to leave now.
And the next day that I'm getting scratched to all high heavens in the daytime, setting up for our interviews in the church, just like everywhere, that Neil had to put 7 freaking holy water crosses all over my body.
Splashing her with holy water. Like a hose, just.
Yeah.
It was insane. Insane.
And then.
There's more for 999.
She had this wonderful idea that ended up ending the night for us. One of the buildings, the church, not the church, the school. The school has a mirror room. So we're like, oh, let's do our double Estes back to back in the mirror room. And then she goes, let's also scry in the mirror with red light.
It was a great idea.
So it wasn't. Super energetic.
Really cool.
It looks really cool. It looks really
shot. And then I paid for it.
You did. Yeah. Super energetic Estes on top of the red light scrying. On top of, she's already getting her butt kicked the whole 3 days we're there. Ended with her, I don't want to call it a partial possession, but it was pretty damn close.
Yeah, I don't know where I was.
Not there.
Huh.
Apparently, I said I was like walking into a hole. They were trying to get me out. And I was like, there's a black hole. I can't walk. It got so bad. Oh, I guess my face was morphine.
Your face was changing in the mirrors. Yes.
So like they're looking, you can see one half of my face in the mirror on camera and it's not me, but the camera angle on the outside looking at me is me. Bizarre.
Huh.
It got so bad that he just had to scoop me up and run me out because I couldn't get out of the building. Like,
and that's where that story ends. That's where the story
he
ends.
left me to die
Nope.
by Dog Man.
Nope.
I'm not kidding. I didn't even know
might as well say it
about
now.
Dog Man.
Might as well say it now. You already let the cat out of the bag. The dog out of the bag.
All he cared about was his cameras. I mean, I've only been getting probably possessed by demons for 3 days, getting marked and burnt and sent off by myself to do all this shit. And then he carries me out to safety because I'm his best friend and he cares about me. And then he sets me on the porch and he's like, you sit here in the dark. You just about died. I'm going to go in with Neil and get my equipment. And then they leave. And I'm like, shaken like leaf, and then I hear this dog growling, and it's not a normal dog. I can't see anything. There's nobody around, no dogs, nothing. And I was like, what the fuck do I do? And I'm screaming bloody murder, and it's getting closer. And I'm like, if I step off this porch, 100% dying. But if I run back into this convent, that thing that was ripping my spine out's going to get me. Like, what do I do? Oh, I just got chills. And I'm screaming. I was so mad at him, but we're going to get a Dog Man ghost tattoo now because now it's just funny, but I encountered Dog Man and who knew?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even like to talk about it. It gives me the heebies. Like, it was such a negative, terrible feeling.
Sure. I don't doubt it.
And he just fucking left me.
Listen. We had to get her out of there, but that also meant off the property. So we can't leave the property to go back to the Airbnb unless I get the cameras out of the building. The sooner I get my equipment, the sooner I can get her physically away from the property. So it made more sense to be like, Neil, come help me grab everything. So it can all be one trip, like the grocery store.
Right.
One trip, all at once.
Yeah.
Except instead of like a $30 bag of groceries, it's like an $800 camera. Shouldn't grab them all at once.
Mind you, Neil didn't even want me left alone. Neil's like, we should not leave her alone. Larry, I don't want to leave her alone. I don't trust it because every place she goes in, she's getting scratched and burnt and hit and pushed and shoved. And like, that's okay. Why not finish the documentary with fucking Dog Man eating me? Like, it was the worst 4 days of my life. Thanks, Lair Bear. And I get to go back. I can't wait to relive it.
See, there you go.
But think about the story you get to tell now.
Yeah, and really good evidence on camera, I guess. So I guess I'll take one for the team.
Oh, it's good. I have pictures of the burns. Like you can see them. They're clear.
And we can't talk about the shape it's in, but it's pretty mind-blowing.
Mm-hmm. And I know what caused it. It's not a demon. I will say that. It's not a demon.
Well, it sure felt like one.
It's not a demon, but it also wasn't nice.
So it was a nun, is what you're saying. Got it.
Yeah, it was the nun, the one from the movie. Yes.
That movie terrifies me, and I love it so much. But I'm always like,
So we had a movie night at one of our haunted spots, and we were watching, I think, The Nun 3.
Yeah, because Cindy hadn't seen it.
Yes,
no,
she
there's
hadn't
only
seen it.
2.
Is there 2?
There's only 2.
Okay, so the latest one.
Yeah.
And they ended up falling asleep halfway through it. We didn't get to finish it. But in this location, it used to be a church too. So, and then I'm getting around to the other half of the story because the nun made me think of it.
5 years later.
5 years later. One night we're filming in there, we're doing studio work, and the building had gotten a little intense. So normally, we separate into, she's got the master room of the house, and I've got one of the side rooms of the house on opposite ends of the building. And I happened to see the reflection of a man in the door that leads to the basement in my room. And I go, nope. And I walk out of my room into the living room, and she goes, what the hell?
I know if he's making that noise, something bad's happening because he's not scared of anything.
Caught me off guard.
So when he does that, I threw blankets over my head and curled up in a ball on the couch. And I'm like, we're going to have a sleepover on this couch. Like, we are not leaving one another. So, and it's like this massive, big, U shape almost.
Yeah.
And so I'm on one side and he's on the other, but I'm like, I need eyes on you at all time. Don't leave. I need to hear you breathing.
Or snoring in this case.
Yeah, you're snoring like a freight train. And then he sees something again. And I'm like, okay, I'm just smothering and myself for the rest of the night. I don't want it. I don't want it.
The best part was, the way I'm situated, I can see to the left of me where the bathroom is, and the door is cracked open, so you don't stub your toes on stuff, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
And something just blocked the light of the door, and I'm like, oh. And she goes, woof.
He's like, what are you doing? I'm playing.
And then the whole time we're laying there, you just hear the footsteps and the shuffling, and it's just like, damn.
And the dragging. Literal dragging movements right in front of us. And I'm like, oh, no.
So here you have super experienced, 21 years, you said? 21, 16 years, badasses of the paranormal, sleeping together on the couch like a bunch of little teenagers because they're scared of the dark.
Listen, that was a spooky night.
It was a spooky night. But it's also our home studio for the show, so we're going to be there a lot.
And we are.
A lot.
There you go. Yeah. That's awesome. If you ever need another bearded guy to join you, I'd love to join at some point.
You will have an experience.
Maybe. You don't have to say what town, but what general area are you out of?
Chicago area.
Which direction?
Southeast.
Okay. I'll think about some stuff.
Okay, cool.
Think about some stuff.
We love collabing.
Right.
So.
Also, like I said, my oldest daughter, she's like all gung ho. She's like, Dad. She's like, I just learned about the SS. I'm like, yes, we can do that at our house. We'll do it. Just don't let your mother hear. Don't let your little brother hear it.
How old is she?
14.
That's my son. He's about to be 14, and he's in the field with me too. He loves it.
Mm.
He loves ghost hunting. So maybe we can do something like that and get the kiddos together. Because he's so good. I just had him at the most haunted jail in Charleston week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, investigating.
Yeah.
So he loves it.
Nice. Yeah. As soon as I came back from the film set in January, I brought my EMF from my daughter's like, can we do the EMF sweep of the house? And I go, sure. Why not? Go everywhere. Nothing. Put it to my wife. It goes off. And I'm like, yeah, I knew it. I already knew that.
It explains a lot.
It does. All right.
There you go. You are the light of my life. See? All 5 of them.
All 5.
She didn't find it funny, except it happened multiple days in a row. It's only on her, which is hilarious.
She's just such an energetic soul.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Larry and Brittney, we are close to the end of the show here. Let's get into some wrap-up questions.
Sure.
Any advice for people getting into paranormal investigation you can give?
Go for it.
I think the most important thing getting into it is setting the right intention. A lot of people get into the paranormal thinking, I'm going to be on TV. And that don't happen.
Mm-mm.
And you end up trying to copy people that have made it onto TV. Mm-hmm. And it never works out. You know, sometimes these people that are on TV, they don't do it the right way. They do it that way because the production company makes them do it that way.
For TV, yeah.
For TV. And, you see 44 minutes of a show when they were there for 7 days. And things were deceptively edited to make it more dramatic and stuff like that. And then people start doing that dramatic stuff, like provoking spirits. Just don't. Mm-hmm. Come in with the right intention of, I'm here to learn. I'm here to have experiences. I'm here to answer my questions, whatever you want to do. And then just go about it the right way.
I'm with him. Because I answered this question on our other podcast the other night. So that's why I made him take it. Yours.
It's a big part of why we work so well together, because we approach it from the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are people that are into the paranormal because they want to prove the existence of spirits. You've been doing this 21 years. I've been doing it 16. We know they exist.
Yeah.
Why are we trying to prove anything?
Right.
And I'm not here to convince you of anything. You're going to believe what you believe. But what we can do together is tell one hell of a story. And we can tell you about a spirit or a location or an event in history that, maybe wasn't always told the right way. Maybe people made up the story, or it's never been told before. And through the way that we do our filmmaking, the way that we do our storytelling, we can save a location. We can have a spirit be remembered, a voice that was forgotten. That's what we do.
Yeah. I like that. Like I said, the show I want to work on is States Unknown. I think we talked about it a little bit before, Larry, a year or two ago. But every town has a story. And I want to showcase small town USA because every town has a story. Where I live, there are haunted places at these places that no one's investigated. They've never let anyone in. Close to me, there's Reeder Road, if you know Reeder Road, which is supposedly it was a dumping ground for the mafia in the 20s.
Oh, that was all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
All over Chicago,
sure.
bodies everywhere.
But yeah, it's just like local legends that you grew up hearing. You know, you have the ghost of Klein Avenue. It's their version of the Lady in White that steelworkers have heard and researched, and my dad has seen as well. So it's always interesting. So what do you say to the non-believers that tell you that, you know, Larry, back when you started, like, oh, it's the wire, it's a camera trick? What do you say to the non-believers?
I did that one. You do this one now.
I really don't say anything to them because no matter what I say, if their mindset is that they don't believe and they think it's all a joke and they want to debunk every little thing, I'm not going to change their mind, you know? So it's like, I'm just going to keep doing me. And if something happens, that's great. And maybe you can think about it after you're out of this situation. Maybe it'll start, I don't know, maybe you'll come to a realization and having like that aha moment. But also at the same time, like, I welcome that. I love that feedback, and I love working with people that are very skeptical. I mean, I guess to an extent, because then it just comes to a point where you're an asshole, you know, and it's just like, shut up and get out, because not everything is a button and a wire and a this and like, just stop it. So, but I love that, because then it also gives us like a learning moment. If they want that, like, okay, you don't have a button setting that off, so how does it work? Okay, perfect. Now we can go into the science background of this equipment, or we can give you our opinion and our thoughts on, you know, spirituality and what maybe we believe in and why we view it that way and why this is happening now at this specific moment. So other than that, like, I don't know. I'm just a yapper. I'm sorry. I just lost it. Yeah.
Same thing. What she said.
I get really passionate about that. I'm sorry.
That's why I thought you should answer it.
You've been doing it for as long as you have. You got to be passionate about it, right?
Yeah.
For sure. And you said you have something to show us?
All the things.
All of the things.
All the things. Yes. What you got?
So between us and my husband, we started a 3D printing business. And we are printing a lot of paranormal stuff right now. And we have new, like, actual equipment in the works right now. So it's going to be amazing stuff that's never been seen, never been used before, completely different. So that is what's happening behind the scenes right now.
What's the tagline?
Huh? What? Oh, you say it.
No, you say it.
Made by ghost hunters for ghost hunters.
Right.
We didn't. I don't know.
That's the tagline.
It is. Yeah, on the Etsy shop. Okay, I'm sorry.
Right. It's the gear is made by ghost hunters for ghost hunters. This isn't, you know, a manufacturing company that's just spitting stuff out.
Right.
Everything is thought of for a specific reason. It's designed this way for this reason. And that's a big selling point.
Yep. So when we first started this, we started making Ouija planchette cat stand, like cat ball holders and stands. So we have a whole bunch of different filament colors. So we just play around with it, but it's got a Ouija image on the front that Larry made. And then it comes with a little latch here and the planchette. You pop it open. Maybe. Why won't this one open? Oh, we don't have the planchettes in this one, but I'll see if these do. But we have a yes and no, hello, goodbye planchette that sits in here, and you actually put your cat ball in it. And then the cat balls sit in here, and it's cool. It says meow. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Let me see if one of these have. Perfect. So this one I
this
love.
Is a great color.
Ooh.
It's copper and black. The lighting makes it look a little weird, but oh, I love this one so much. Yeah, just take one out.
Okay.
So that white strip there, that's actually clear.
Really?
So when the cat ball goes off, the light goes through the sides there, and it makes it really easy to see in the dark.
This is what it'll look like. So yes, you can also use them as ITC devices too. Like if you just want to put your cat ball in it and ask yes and no questions. So we have yes, no, hello, goodbye. And what it does is it absorbs a lot of the vibrations, because we've done a lot of testing with them, you know, like certain, you know, things like tables and countertops and all this stuff to test how, how hard can we hit this thing before it goes off?
Hard enough to bruise my knuckles.
Yeah. So,
and they work. They really do absorb a ton of vibration to where like there is times I'm hitting as hard as I can and it's still not going off.
Yeah, they've been a hot seller. A lot of people have been buying us out of that. And then we wanted to make, because we use spirit dice, which is just another form of divination. But we, with our energy, like it just works really, really well for us because we do sessions together, even in our investigations, which is crazy, the stuff that we get. So we wanted to make our own dice set, huh? That's crazy.
Crazy.
So you can hold this one. There's this one. So we got 2 images here.
No dice in it though.
But we can open it up and it's cool. It's got the evil eye as the latch emblem here.
Yeah.
So, yep, this has the velvet. So we line it with velvet in here. So obviously, because we also make our own dice, 3D print them. Okay. So you don't want plastic hitting plastic. And then you can put them here up on the shelves.
There you can kind of see it. It's hard with the black.
Yeah.
There's 3 shelves there.
Okay.
Kind of.
But it's awesome. Yeah. We also do the dice and we match them to the box and we do sell the dice separately as well. Oh, there's something in here. Oh, there's the dice. So this is the newest one that we've made. My husband works his butt off because he builds all these from scratch. Like we give him the images and the ideas and then he'll spend weeks and weeks creating this to make it perfect.
I think our 3D printing folder has like 50 images in it and he's gotten to like 6.
It takes a long time. So there's, sorry for the dice. Ooh, but it's the tree of life with the star in the middle here. And then put a raven here on the emblem.
Nice.
And then we got the matching dice in here, which you probably won't be able to see it. So the color scheme, probably not, but it's got like that purple stripe with the blue that matches the filament on the top and then the gold lettering to match the bottom. So it took me about 3 hours to make like to letter every single one. And then it takes 18 hours to print a whole tray.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane.
And then if you want to hear why it's so important to have the velvet in there.
Yeah.
That soft thunk is hitting the bottom. The louder one is hitting the walls.
Okay.
So without the velvet in there, they're like.
Yeah. So we make custom light boxes too. A lot of people that do podcasts like yourself, like they want it to be in the back of them and during their podcasts. We've made a bazillion of those. So they'll send us their image.
Yep. We have Dave Schrader at a custom one. Chris Fleming has a custom one. Jody Dean has a custom one.
And tons of other people.
A ton.
They'll send us the logo and then we'll print them a light box and their logo and ship it out. I make cute ghosty earrings. I have glow in the dark ghosties, regular ghosts, cat ghosts, Ouija planchettes that say hello and bye. And, so we just keep creating and putting stuff up. And like right now, it's going to be very time consuming is building equipment from the ground up.
Yep.
Because we want to showcase it in Gettysburg in July.
Yep. So we're talking, circuit boards and components and everything wired from the ground up. There's nothing, some piece of equipment somebody else designed and then we added to it. Like this is a pure schematic and going, okay, where do we put this? Where do we put this now? And then finding ways to do it that's never been done. How do we add this to it to make it a piece of equipment that people have been wanting to have? They just never did before.
Which we've thought about. It's like, okay, we like this piece of equipment, but it really could use this. Cool. So again, made for ghost hunters by ghost hunters. So like we think of those things and we're like, we know that we can now implement this, so.
That's awesome.
And it's working. Yeah. People are looking at what we're getting. Vince loves his cat ball stands. So, and just wait. It's only April. By the end of this year, that store is going to have such a huge number of cool items.
Yeah, you'll have to send me the links because, like I said, I've been slowly piecing together the stuff I have. So I have cameras, I have the couple GoPros and all that stuff too. So it's just doing it is my next step. I'm just busy as well. So,
sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Well, do you want to tease a little bit about what we're doing for CapsCon, our next big event?
Ooh, yeah.
Briefly.
Tell us.
Making the souvenirs.
Souvenirs, the cryptid theme stuff, UFO stuff.
Yeah, so we got the go ahead, as I think, aren't we the only ones
As
so
far as
far? Yeah,
Yeah.
to be
Not associated with the event.
be offered to like create and make from scratch cool Bigfoot or CapsCon souvenirs to sell at this event, and also with the bash, so the Gettysburg Bash, and that's never happened. So like we got some awesome stuff coming for that I can't wait for, and so we've been working on, well, mostly him because I've been busy with kids and cooking dinner.
It was a really good dinner, though.
Yeah, him and the hubby were doing the 3D printing stuff and trying to get images and start building. So now I got to do that because I got some really cool shit I want printed to sell for souvenirs. Are you going to that CapsCon?
I don't know. When is that?
It is
May 12th. It's right when we get back from filming our show. 6, 7, 8. It's that. I have my phone.
Yeah, you use your phone. So it's in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and she'll grab the date here. And there is a Friday night Bigfoot hunt that we're also a part of.
Really?
So it's May 8th and 9th.
Yes, 8th and 9th.
Ooh, right before Mother's Day.
Yeah.
You get to travel home on Mother's Day. Yay.
Right. But yeah, we'll be up there. We'll be doing our thing all day Saturday. We're doing the Bigfoot hunt for the adults on Friday. There is a kid Bigfoot hunt as well. You can get tickets for if tickets are still available. And then, we're going to have a lot of this really great stuff ready to go. So
yeah, we've been selling out like crazy at our tables. So
yeah, I did an event in DeKalb 2 weeks ago where almost everything was gone by Sunday. And I'm like, oh no, I don't have to pack as much stuff going home. Oh no. My car isn't overflowing now.
That's always good though. It's always good.
Yeah. Well, I had to go up and down stairs to get into the convention hall. So carrying empty bins down the stairs was a hell of a lot better than going up.
That's very, very, very true. Are you guys going to Days this year at all?
We're scheduled to in November.
It's hard telling. We're a part of Tribe 3. They do the paranormal section, right? With the new venue, we don't know what the situation is going to be for us yet.
Yeah, because it's not at the normal place it's been for a couple of years now.
Yeah, it's not at the Crown Plaza. I think it's at the Hyatt. Don't quote me on that.
I believe
I think it's the Hyatt.
Yeah.
And they were going to do the March one before it got canceled. And we did receive a couple booths for that. So I'm hoping come November, we'll get a couple booths and then we can bring all the spookies out.
Nice.
So, and then, if we end up with one of those booths, then that's all the horror stuff too.
So we'll be printing all sorts of cool horror theme stuff.
Yep. But Billy's very obsessed about not reproducing somebody else's thing.
Yeah, which is
so
good.
It's all original stuff or something that you can't get from somebody else.
Hence why it takes weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
But other than the fact that it takes weeks, the fact that it's all original handmade is great. It's fantastic.
Yes.
You're buying high quality product.
It's a nonstop job. Like, if France comes off, then you even have to assemble all of it. And that's not just slapping this crap together and send it and all the way. It's like, it's a lot of work. It's exhausting.
He's downstairs doing it right now.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I get down, they'll be like, what do you think about this? Let's look at this. And then she'll pull her graphics up. And
yeah, as soon as we go downstairs, it took you guys long enough. We got shit to do.
We got stuff to do. I printed this, pulled this off, start putting that together.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. So before we go, give us your pluggables. Where can people find you, follow, and everything about Larry and Brittney and From Ashes to Echoes?
So our personal pages, of course, with our names up here, so you can find us that way. And then on Facebook and Instagram, it's From Ashes to Echoes Paranormal. And I think that's the only socials we have right now.
For the most part. I mean, we have like a TikTok individually, a TikTok.
I don't really care. I just like to scroll and look at stupid videos, so I don't really care about TikTok.
Most of my videos I post are dumb videos where a lot of the times it's poking fun at her. Or like sharing something we had happen. Like the video I made about, the guy screaming because we were at the jail the other night.
Yeah.
just something fun.
But we're very active on our Facebook, personal and
Yes.
our team Facebook. Instagram is slow. Instagram's super hard
Yeah.
to grow, but yeah, we're really active there. And then our Etsy shop, it's actually Ash and Echo Creations. So we can send that over to you too as
Yeah.
well.
Absolutely.
And you
Awesome.
can also find those links on our pages, and we have a merch shop as well.
Yep.
So tons of awesome stuff that you can go in and click on and shop away.
Hear that loud crash downstairs?
Yeah.
That sounded like the kitchen.
All right. Well, thank you, Larry and Brittney, for coming on. I hope you had a good time. You're welcome back at any point, and ever tag us in anything you guys do. We'll blast it out there as well.
All right. Well, thank you for having us. It was awesome. It's good to see you again.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. All right. We'll see you guys next
All
time.
right. Have a good night.
Take care.
All right. Good night.
All right. Bye.